Hello and welcome to COM 125, Visual Fundamentals. I'm your teacher for this course, Sister Allison Folk, and I look forward to spending this semester with you learning about graphic design principles and using them on a variety of projects. First of all, today we'll be doing a basic overview of the goal of this course and then jumping into our first topic. This course is for non-communication majors, so if you are not a communication major, you are in the right place. Together we will explore design principles and visual skills used in a variety of disciplines, including graphic design, website design, digital imaging, and social media marketing. I want you to primarily pay attention on this page to these two words, design principles. These are the building blocks that any good graphic designer has in his or her pocket that they can pull out and use on any project to make that project a success. We'll briefly talk about these today, and then it will be your turn to apply them on your projects in the future. These projects include a blog, a poster, a photo project, a logo, a web page layout, a slide design, and a 2-page magazine story, all using industry standard software such as Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. You should have a basic understanding of these programs by the end of this course, and it will provide a great launching off place for you to further your knowledge in the future by being able to use the skills that you have developed. So let's talk about our first topic, the design principles. I remember before I took graphic design courses, I believed that a successful graphic designer's skill was mostly based on perhaps artistic talent or an intuitive knowledge for how to lay things out. It was a bit of a relief, actually, to learn that there were design principles that you could learn and apply to create successful promotional materials. These design principles are alignment, contrast, proximity, repetition. There's also an etc. category that may include things like flow and white space. Today I'm going to show you a few examples of the first two of these design principles, and then it will be up to you to share a stellar example of one of these design principles in action. So let's go ahead and look at alignment first. Alignment is critical, especially when you have a lot of text. This was an article that I wrote for a local magazine. You'll notice right off that there are these 4 columns. They're pretty much exactly the same size, and they're laid out in alignment to one another. You'll notice there are pretty much invisible lines that run across the top of the page and across the bottom of the page, and these columns align with those. If you draw a box around one of these columns, it would be the exact same size as the box around this one and these two. Our introductory paragraph here breaks that line a bit, and that draws your eye to it naturally, which is the goal of the introductory paragraph. Using alignment in graphic design when it comes to images also works very well. The image of these 5 physicians on the left is balanced with this title bar on the right. Where's the alignment though? Here it is, this line around the bottom. Even though these serve different purposes, they're aligned together, and so it creates this nice, crisp line of white space. I feel like even though this page has a lot of text on it, it's very tidy. It's organized. You know what you want to look at first, second, well, you probably look at the image first, but then the title and the introductory paragraph. Because it's aligned so well, you know where to look. The next design principle we'll talk about is contrast. I decided to dial it back a bit and pull out a Mormon ad. I remember this Mormon ad from way back in the day, and I always thought it stood out to me because it had a few things going for it that relate to contrast. First of all, the background is white, and you have this bulky black font on top of it. It really stands out because of the contrast here. Second, you have a nice color contrast. These blue balloons on the bottom have a yellow balloon rising out of them. It's also heavy down here, and there's a contrast of the lightness of this one solitary balloon rising out of these other ones. You'll be able to read more about the principles of repetition and proximity on the course. So go ahead and find an example of one of these principles after you've read more about them and post it onto the discussion board.